Well, good evening, East Alabama to West Georgia. Dr. Don in here with you. We have a little weather in East Alabama. Play has been stopped at Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn due to lightning that is in the area there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Tigers in command of that ball game at the moment. 35-7 was the score as the game was halted about 15 or 20 minutes ago due to a lightning strike within 8 miles of Jordan-Hare Stadium there in Auburn. We zoom in a little bit closer to kind of give you a look. The rain has been moderate and occasionally heavy there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It should be in the process of letting up a little bit now, but then we have another storm cell just to the south of Auburn, about to cross over I-85, which will bring rain right over Jordan-Hare Stadium again. And then there's yet another storm down here in southern Lee County, about to cross over Highway 80 that is headed toward the general greater Auburn area as well. So the good news is we're not seeing much in the way of lightning. Now, they'll play this game in the rain. The lightning is the problem, and the last lightning strike that I noticed was at 8:27. So that was about 30 minutes ago, and we are monitoring the Auburn network to see if they give us any updates on when the game is going to get back underway. So it's been about 30 minutes since that lightning strike that stopped play there in Auburn. But they are still replaying the Auburn-Tennessee game. So the Auburn network has not come back just yet. So I know this is a little different because the game is over on SEC Plus and ESPN Plus, and they have gone dark with the broadcast. So there's no way of, for those of us who are watching the game on television, there is absolutely no way to keep up with what's going on. The Auburn network's replaying the Auburn-Tennessee game from several years ago. So we're all kind of in the dark right now. I do have one of my young'uns at the game, and he has been kind of updating me a little bit on the situation there. He sent me a FaceTime a few moments ago, and the stadium had pretty much cleared out because of the lightning that was in the area, which is the right thing to do. So if you're still at Jordan-Hare Stadium and you're waiting for this storm to end, it may be a minute because we do have more heavy rain moving across I-85 just south of Auburn, and then we have another storm down in extreme southern Lee County, south of Beauregard, about to cross over Highway 80, and that one is headed directly toward Auburn as well. But again, the good news is we're not seeing any lightning, or I haven't seen any lightning with this complex in the last 30 minutes or so since that first lightning strike at about 8:27 p.m. There within 8 miles of Auburn. Let me zoom out and I'll show you the big picture. We have a boundary that seems to be right from about Eufaula up to around Auburn and then up into Randolph County. We've got some storms up here in Randolph County as well, and we'll show those to you. Again, no lightning strikes being detected, and nothing severe, just some small pockets of heavy rain, especially around the Wedowee area, back up into the northwest portion of Randolph County, and then across the eastern side of Randolph County. A few storms over in western Hurd and to the northwest of LaGrange. Then we have a few spotty areas of rain there in extreme northwest Chambers, moving up into the Wadley area. And then western Chambers there just southeast of Buxton, moving off to the northwest. But the main reason we are here is for this storm down in the Auburn-Opelika area that has caused the Auburn-Mercer game to go into a storm delay, and that was because of a lightning strike that took place at about 8:27 p.m. Central Time. I have not detected any lightning strikes since. But now they have a lightning detection system there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. The antenna is on top of the press facilities there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It's certainly much more sensitive than what we use, so they may have certainly detected more lightning strikes since we have, but we're not showing anything. So just listening to the to Andy Burcham, he has just come back out of the encore presentation of Auburn in Tennessee. Stand by. So they're just recapping the game now, and we're at a minute and 31 left to go in the third quarter. That's where the game was stopped. And I'm just listening to see if they have any updated information on when they think the delay is going to be over. But they're recapping the game right now. So. For those of you that are at Jordan-Hare Stadium, I know the rain is letting up right now, and you may be tempted to go back to your seats. If you don't mind getting wet, that's okay. Okay, Andy Burcham just said that they do not know when the game is going to start back up. Auburn has it first down and 10 at the Mercer 39 with a minute and 33 left to go in the third period. That's where the game was stopped because of a lightning strike, and Andy just made the comment that they're not really sure exactly when they were going to get this thing back underway. I know that the lightning strike that caused the game to go into delay was at 8:27. The program here is that if a lightning strike is detected within 8 miles of the stadium, then you go into an automatic 30-minute delay, and then each time there's a lightning strike after that, that clock restarts. I did not see any other lightning strikes after 8:27, but there certainly could have been. Because if that had been the only one, we should be playing again by now because there haven't been any more, unless it's something I haven't detected. But if you're in the stadium and you're considering going back to your seat, like I said, if you don't mind getting wet, you're okay to do that because we've got more rain coming. We have another storm sitting out there on I-85 that will move right over Jordan-Hare Stadium. Now, I'll tell you this much, just in the last couple of volume scans, this secondary area of precipitation, and let me just stop it for you and bring it current. This second area of precipitation down here seems to be shrinking. I'll back it up. You can see right there it's pretty broad. And then as we move it forward, that area seems to be getting a little smaller. However, this stuff to the south appears to be getting larger. And then we have this big area of rain down here in southern Lee County. And you can see that storm indicator there, the polygon. I'll zoom out, and you can see it's pointed directly at downtown Auburn. So we've got more rain to go for sure. Again, I'm not seeing any lightning strikes out there in either of these thunderstorm cells at the moment. But there is rain certainly in the Auburn-Opelika area, and it's going to continue to rain in the Auburn-Opelika area at least for the next 45 minutes to an hour. So we are coming up. It is 9:05 Central. Excuse me, 9:05 Central. And we have a minute and 33 seconds left to play in the third quarter. So even if we got this thing started in the next 20 minutes or so, this is going to be a late night down on the plains at Jordan-Hare Stadium. And I was just checking the network to see, and they're still they are still in their encore presentation of Auburn and Tennessee. Thank you, Lisa Gray. Appreciate your comments there. So if anybody is at the game that's watching us, if you'll post in the comments down there and kind of give us a description of what's taking place there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Should be just a very light mist or very light rain there at the stadium at the moment. There's Jordan-Hare Stadium. We've got a little bitty area of yellow trying to move over the area, but for the most part, we're looking at light rain right over Jordan-Hare Stadium at the moment. But if I zoom out, you can see that we have more heavy showers down here to the south that are going to move in that general direction. But notice over here on the left-hand side of the screen right there, it says 0 strikes. That means that in the last 3 minutes, there have been no lightning strikes from this storm. We're not showing any lightning strikes there either. So we're just kind of waiting to see if we can figure out exactly what's going on down there and when this game may be able to get started back up. We are too early in the ball game to get any type of for them to call this thing at this point. I think they can hold it up to a certain length of time, and then a decision would be made. But with a minute and 33 seconds left in the third, the score 35-7. I think it's too early for them to possibly call this. So I think we will play football before the night's over with. However, it may be Sunday morning before we get this one done. Okay, so I got somebody that says we've just received lightning in the Auburn area. So that goes back to what I'm not showing lightning. But again, let me explain how this works. Most radar sites that you look at that shows lightning, that is they use the satellite image to determine that. So if a satellite sees a flash of light, then they count that as a lightning strike. So if you get a weak lightning strike, let's say there around Jordan-Hare Stadium, and it's not strong enough for a satellite to pick it up, then you're not going to see it on a radar site. However, Auburn Athletics, obviously, they've got all stadiums have got their own lightning detection system. The receiver is on top of the press facilities there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So it's right there. I mean, it's not 22,000 miles above Earth. So it's much more sensitive, and it can pick up those weaker lightning strikes. So that may be why we are seeing lightning there at Auburn. But we're not picking it up on radar. And that's got to be the case because we should have been at least had the team back on the field by now if 8:27 had been the last strike, which was the last strike I showed. So obviously we're getting some weak lightning strikes in the area that radar is not picking up. All right, so let me put this in motion, and we'll show you so you can get a general idea of the direction of this storm. And neither one of these storms are severe. They're nowhere near severe. The problem is the lightning. If there were no lightning, then we'd be playing ball, even in the rain. But with lightning in the area, that's the problem. So we've got a little bit of a situation here in that the game is over on SEC Plus and ESPN Plus, and they have gone dark, and they will not come back until we're set to get this game back underway. So they're not live to tell us what's going on. And the Auburn Network is doing an encore presentation of the Auburn-Tennessee game, but Andy and the crew, they are breaking in from time to time and updating us on what's going on there. Andy just did a live break, and he advised that they did not know. So apparently the officials are not keeping them updated on when they restart that clock there at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So we don't know. We don't know how long this delay is going to take. We don't know if we're going to be playing ball at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Because look down here at Eufaula. We have another storm forming down here right along the Alabama-Georgia state line that will move in the same area. We have storms training from Eufaula all the way back up to Auburn. And then they take on a little bit of a northern motion and go right up the eastern side of Chambers County. When they have those storms going through Randolph up here as well, from about Roanoke up to Wedowee and then all the way up to around Mount Cheahaw. Storms up here northern Cleburne County, about to move up into southern Cherokee County. And then we have some big storms up here north of Gadsden up around Albertville, moving to the north as well. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. I was hoping that I could come do a break with you and kind of maybe be able to give you some intel on when we think the Auburn game is going to get back underway. Now, for you folks watching over here in Tuscaloosa, you're okay. We did have one storm up in northern Tuscaloosa County that was laying down some lightning, but that has since dissipated. The next closest storm to the Alabama game, way over here in western Mississippi, up here around Columbus, and that's moving off to the north. So no problems over there in T-Town for that game. Question maybe, I think, Jamie Whitfield is watching us in Lineville. Nothing happening in Clay County at all. All the storms are over in Randolph County at the moment, from about Wedowee north up to around Mount Cheahaw. We had one storm right there just to the west of or east of Wadley that could have slipped into Clay County, but it's dissipating. And then this one down here in western Chambers County appears to be dissipating as well. The one that caused the storm delay in Auburn still holding together pretty good. That looks like it's going to ride right up the Tallapoosa County, Chambers County line. It could eventually end up over here in Clay County. And then we're watching that second area of showers and thunderstorms coming into southern and central Lee County. That is going to move right over the Auburn area as well. And then we have yet another system forming down here around Eufaula. Now that's a ways away. I think if we can get this stuff on through Auburn, and if nothing else develops, I think there will be enough of a window there to get the end of the third and the fourth quarter played in Auburn and get that over with before the next system moves in. Northwest Georgia, at the moment, not seeing much of anything up there. Let me switch over to Peachtree City so we can see Georgia a little bit better. And we'll put that in motion. We've got a few sprinkles up here in northeast Georgia, up here around Cleveland and Helen. But I don't see much happening up in northwest Georgia. A few storms right there along the Alabama-Georgia state line in Heard County. Maybe a storm trying to form up in Carroll County. And a little bitty shower to the south of Rome, but not anything much else going on up here in northwest Georgia. And I'll just zoom out that. Let me take the, let me go back to the composite so you can get an overall view of the entire southeastern United States. And you can see the big picture there. We have storms lined up really from Tallahassee all the way up to around Eufaula, then right up across East Alabama and up to around Gadsden, and then on up into the Huntsville area, way up into Tennessee, and even all the way up into Kentucky. narrow line of showers and thunderstorms, and everything seems to be moving to the north this evening. And I'm pausing because I'm listening in the background to the Auburn Network to see if I can get any updates on whether or not the officials have given them a time frame on when we think we're going to get the game started back. I think probably what's going on is that we're getting some low-level lightning out of this second storm that's coming up into Lee County, and I think that's probably resetting that clock. So quite honestly, it could be a little while before we get this game back underway. It's 9:16 now. Just based on what I'm looking at, I'll be surprised if we're playing football by 10 p.m. All right, folks, so there's really nothing else I can give you. I mean, we're not getting any updates. Television's gone dark on us, and they won't come back until we know we're going to start playing football. All the camera operators have had to evacuate the field. So, I mean, that's understandable. But it would be good if we had a live television to watch here, even if they have to go back to the studio to give us kind of an update on what we're looking at here. I can remember this happened once before at Auburn several years ago. It actually came a monsoon down there. I can't remember which game that was. My son was at that game. He's at this game tonight. There may be something to that. But that particular night we were kind of lost too. We just didn't know what was going on, and I think it was like a 2 or 3 hour delay that particular night. It was awful. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning before that game was finally finished. I'm not sure we're looking at that tonight, and we're certainly not looking at rainfall rates like we saw that night down there in Auburn. So I'm going to step aside. Again, nothing severe. Nothing severe. If you're at the stadium, and if there is indeed lightning in the area, stay out of the stadium. Take cover until the officials tell you it's safe to go back in the stadium. That's the best thing to do. And we're going to watch this for you, and I will post on Facebook as soon as I can find out what time we think the game is going to start back. So watch your Facebook page. Like us and share us with all your friends. That way we can get the word out. So be sure you like Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook. Share it with all of your friends. And also make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. And also click that little bell so if I do come back live to update you, if we go into another long delay, we get more storms in the area, then I'll come back and update you live here on Dr. Don's Weather. So very quickly, once again, we've had one storm system move through the Auburn-Opelika area that caused storm delay on the Auburn-Mercer game, and now we have a second one moving up into central Lee County. Doesn't look as strong as the first one, but that one's going to move right over Jordan-Hare Stadium as well. And that certainly could be laying down some lightning, and that's probably why we are still holding in this storm delay at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So I'll post on Facebook unless we have something of great significance, and then I'll be back with you here on Dr. Don's Weather. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you back in here tomorrow morning with your primetime forecast, if not sooner. Oh, War Eagle.